If I have existing drawings or images, the first thing I'll do is bring in those images as canvas. And so I'm going to click on Canvas, and I will then go to my location where I have stored those images, and I'm going to bring in this front view image, and I'm going to put it on the XY plane, but you can decide what plane that you want it on. Make use of symmetry about the origin. So if I turn on the origin display, we see here is the XY plane, and I'm going to drag this rectangle or square and move the center of this object about to the origin. Now we're going to have to move this a couple of times, so I'll just place it at that location, and I'll say OK for now. And so I see my image. Now I see that this height from here to here is 3.68 inches, and so I'm going to zoom in on that and try to make that fill up the screen as much as possible. In fact, I might turn the screen sideways in this case to get the landscape view, so I have a larger zoom of that dimension. And then I'm going to come over here to the canvas, and I'm going to right click and I'm going to say calibrate. I'm going to calibrate from this point to this point as 3.68 inches. And so now I've set this image to more or less the 1-to-1 scale. Now this is just for reference purposes. Don't worry about trying to get it exact. And then I'm going to move it again. So I'll say edit that canvas, and again I want this point right here, because there's symmetry this way and this way. I want that symmetry about the origin, and so I'll move this up, and I'm going to try to get it about the origin, about like that. And I might zoom in and try to get it a little bit closer, but again, this doesn't critically matter because we're just going to use this as reference. And so I've got it about as close as I can get it. And so I'll say OK to that. Then I'm going to do the same thing with the right side view and put it on the YZ plane, and same thing with the bottom view. As you're placing the bottom view, you may need to flip it horizontally and or vertically to get the text right reading. Again, when calibrating, use the greatest distance known. So from the front view, we knew that this distance from here to here was 3.68, and so I'm going to fill up the screen, and about as large as I can get it. I could get a little bit more over here, but I'll go to that bottom view and I'll do calibrate, and I'll calibrate from here to here as 3.68, and now I have it more or less 1-to-1 scale, and then move it into position so that the center of this circle is at the origin. I'll leave that for you to do based on the first canvas that we did, and then we'll do the right side canvas. I forgot to mention, in addition to a horizontal or vertical flip, you may need to rotate the image around, and so I'm going to rotate this image around, and I want to put it exactly 90 degrees from where it was. And so now I've got that and scaled it, and then I can move the origin with symmetry about the origin. All right, I'll say OK to that.